Coronavirus numbers are spiking. Today, Florida broke its largest single-day record for the third time this week. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Isabel Rosales. Take a look right here. The Department of Health is reporting more than 2,500 new cases overnight. And you can see from this coronavirus dashboard, there are more than 73,000 cases, and of those, more than 71,000 are state residents. Over 11,000 people have been hospitalized, and more than 2,900 people have died from the virus. First on ABC Action News at 6, it is a grim outlook. A top professor at USF and advisor to the Hillsborough County Emergency Policy Group warns this uptick may only be the beginning of what he calls a tsunami of coronavirus cases. Here's what he's saying is the worst case scenario.
The latest predictions, if we continue with basically a relaxation of all our social distancing and people not wearing masks, we can expect to see 18,000 cases a day by July 2nd in Hillsborough County alone.
Now, that scenario is not likely to happen. Still, he says if we continue with the way things are, a relaxed amount of social distancing, that number will likely be right around 13,000. And the best case scenario, he says if we ramp up our social distancing practices, that number would be about 6,000 new coronavirus cases in Hillsborough County in just one day. The silver lining, he says there is a way to achieve this best case scenario. ABC Action News reporter McKenna King is live with what Dr. Unash says you can do to slow the spread. And McKenna, what he's saying, those numbers, they're a gut punch.
Well, Isabel, that's a great way to put it. It's hard to comprehend numbers quite this high, especially because we haven't even seen numbers this high at the statewide level. But Dr. Unash is saying the solution is simple. Wear a mask when you're out and continue abiding by social distancing guidelines. And he says if more people will abide by those, we can achieve that best case scenario. Today marking day 3 of a record-breaking number of cases in the state. Today's 2,581 positive cases is the highest single day of cases for the state of Florida so far. Dr. Unash warning these numbers are likely a reflection of the amounts of people who've been out protesting, not following social distancing guidelines, and not enough people wearing a mask. All that in conjunction with the uptick the state already planned for as we began phase 1 of reopening.
This virus is clearly an airborne virus. And it's spread pretty easily by talking loudly or singing or coughing. And you get 50,000 people all crammed together, all chanting together. That's an ideal situation for, unfortunately, spreading the virus.
Dr. Unash says this increase in cases cannot be attributed to additional testing alone. While more test sites are opening up, Dr. Unash says the number of tests actually being done in Hillsborough County has been falling flat or slightly declining. Now, we want to give you a small glimmer of a hope here at least. Dr. Unash is not in favor of closing back down the state. He says that's not good for our economy. He says we can continue to go about our daily business just as long as we wear one of these and continue obeying those social distancing guidelines. Reporting live in Tampa, McKenna King, ABC Action News.